Well, hello, dudes and dudettes. What's going on? It's yours truly again, Miss Cat Rio, the girl in our lives. And this right here is the latest video from my blog. Y'all, I did that one too early. You see, it's been like almost 3 months since I made a video, and I already forgot my little spiel that I do in the morning. Whatever. Anyway, listen, cut me some slack, all right? It's been a while. Now, if you've been following my channel, you've been following me, you would know that I went a little bit MIA. Not to Miami, not the Indian British rapper MIA. No, I went MIA, missing in action, because of my inability to deal with life on life's terms, let's just say. So 2.5 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago, I started this whole journey on my road to recovery. I had a few bumps in the road in regards to finding the right place. Joshua and I both did, Joshua, my boyfriend. And after being discharged from one hospital about a month ago, we went back home. And at first we were doing well, but then all of a sudden we both got into using again. And what ended up happening was, one day I accidentally ingested fentanyl and I overdosed, and luckily Joshua was there with another friend, and they brought me into the shower fully clothed, ran cold water on me, and dumped buckets of ice on me in order to revive me. Luckily, I didn't require any Narcan. I guess I didn't do that much, but I did enough to make me fall, like, unconscious, and which made me vomit in my sleep. So I was actually essentially choking to death on my own vomit. I know, it's really gross, but I think it's important that I let you guys know exactly what happened, because these are the glamorous events that take place if you decide to experiment with drugs, okay? The day after, as I was slowly recovering from my overdose, my boyfriend Joshua, he himself ended up overdosing. Unfortunately for Joshua, I didn't get to him quite in time, and he ended up dying on me. So the way that things unfolded was, I was in a dead sleep recovering, and all of a sudden I felt like a nudge on my shoulder, and like somebody literally like pushing me, you know, like I was sleeping on my side and they were like pushing on me to wake me up. And I say they because I don't know exactly who it was, but I can only say what I think was my angels that were waking me up, because I do believe in the spiritual, supernatural. I do believe in my guardian angels. And my guardian angels are always around me, protecting me, and Joshua as well. So I felt this nudging, and it woke me up out of my sleep, and I sat up in bed halfway, you know, like on my elbows. I was sitting up, and I was just looking around the room, and I called out to Joshua because I knew he was home, but I didn't know where he was. So I called out. I was like, Josh. I didn't hear anything, so I kind of started to go back to sleep. So I didn't hear Josh respond back after I called out to him, so I just started to fall back asleep again. And before I could actually fall asleep again, I heard a wheezing, like a wheezing or like a gurgling of sorts, you know, which made me sit up in bed. And that's when I saw Joshua collapse in front of my bathroom. He was blue in the face and his eyes were wide open, and I jumped out of bed. I ran over to him. I was freaking out. I was like, Josh, what's going on? What's going on? I jumped onto his chest, and I have been trained in doing CPR many years ago. I got certified for CPR back in like 1996, and I started to administer CPR, and in doing so, I cracked 2 of his ribs. I felt them crack immediately when I started doing it because I was applying too much pressure. I started to blow air into his mouth, and I just continued that. So I continued that whole process, like for what seemingly was forever, but it must have been around 3 minutes or so. But I just kept pumping his chest and breathing into his mouth, and I was screaming out for maybe one of my neighbors to hear me, because I didn't see where Josh had put the cell phone, you know. I checked his pockets, it wasn't in there. And what got to me was the fact that the essence of who he was completely gone. I mean, his eyes were wide open. He was cold to the touch. He was blue in the face, and he was gone. He was gone. And my whole life rushed before my eyes, and everything that I have ever been through with Joshua rushed right past my eyes. And I just was losing him, you know. I even at one moment just felt that he was just gone. You know, I didn't know what to do for him anymore, because I don't know if you've ever done CPR on somebody before, but it is a process, and it's exhausting, you know, especially for somebody that's just recovering from her own overdose, you know. So I was able to get Josh to breathe again, and what I heard was like a wheezing, like something like that. You know, I can't really imitate it, but it was like a real sharp, high-pitched, like wheezing. So when I saw that he was wheezing, I saw that he was still alive. So I jumped up, I ran outside, I banged on my neighbor's door, and she came up to the door, and I asked for her phone, in which we called 911. We called 911, the ambulance and the cops came, and paramedics or whatever, and they administered Narcan to Josh. They gave him 3 cans of Narcan, and he ended up finally coming to. Then they took him away to the hospital, and I was so exhausted, I just kind of collapsed after that. Keep in mind, I was just recovering from overdosing myself, so I didn't have any energy, and I just collapsed right where I was. And a few hours later, Joshua came home walking and climbed into bed with me, and we had a serious long talk at that time, and we decided that we would both go back to rehab, but this time we would go at it separately, because it proved to be too difficult for us to be in rehab together. We were just fueling each other's negativity when we were there, and, you know, we would talk each other into leaving. So I guess that's why they say couples shouldn't go to rehab. So he and I both went separate ways regarding our rehabilitation, and he is doing well. I'm doing well as good rehab, and I know that he's doing well. I was able to speak with his therapist, and she told me that he's holding up nicely, and that he's gained a lot of his weight back, and that he's in good spirits, and he's learning a lot. But I still think it's probably in our best interest that we don't communicate, because I really want to take my recovery seriously, and I know he does too. And I'm in rehab as well. I should be out by next week, and I'll be able to post more videos onto my channel once that happens. But here in rehab, I just haven't really been in the mood to post any videos, because honestly, who would be in the mood when you're, you know, in the restrictions of a rehab? I only get my phone for a couple hours a day, so, you know, I just decided that today I felt good enough to make a video and to update everybody as to what's going on. I just wanted everybody to know that I wasn't dead, that I wasn't abandoning the channel, that I'm still dedicated to this channel, but I need to get myself better first. So I have so much that I want to share with you guys. It's been such a wild roller coaster, and I want to update everybody as to what's going on. I hope that everybody's doing well. I thank you so much for tuning into my video. I'm sorry for cutting it so short, but I promise I will come back with more content in the next few weeks. Until then, I love you all. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to leave comments in the comment section. Let me know how you're doing. And until then, I will see you later. Mwah.